Opposing teams clearly know the weakest position on this Colts roster, and if the team doesn't do something quick to fix it, it could potentially sink their season. My name is Destin Adams, and I cover the Indianapolis Colts for A to Z Sports. In week 4, the Colts picked up their first loss of the season to the Los Angeles Rams, and their most prominent position of weakness was made very evident again in week 4, as it has been since week 1. That being Xavier Howard, their second starting outside cornerback. Howard was tasked with being on Puka Nacua throughout most of this game. Nacua went on to have a monster outing, which played a big factor in giving the Colts their first loss of the season. This problem did not just occur this week, though, as Howard has struggled against speed all year long. Howard had to miss the entire 2024 season as he was nursing an injury. The Colts took a gamble trying to see if the veteran would be able to return to even half of what he had during his all-pro stints in the NFL. So far, that gamble is not working out for the Colts, and it's time for the Colts to be honest with themselves and say Howard is not good enough to be a starting cornerback in the NFL today. So what does that mean for the Colts going forward? Their in-house options are a bit lackluster. They traded for Mekhi Blackman ahead of cutdown day. An undrafted free agent, Jonathan Edwards, is also on the roster. I think either of those options would be better than what the Colts have seen on film from Xavier Howard, but I think this requires a more drastic move. The Colts need to look to free agency. They need to look at trade targets around the NFL. They need to make a clear upgrade at this spot if they don't want the defense to continue to struggle in terms of stopping the second receiver on opposing teams, or as they've already had once this year, if Charvarius Ward has to miss, they catapult Xavier Howard into the first cornerback spot, and that's just asking for trouble. In my opinion, I want to see the Colts make a move, and I want to see them make it ASAP. Some options on free agency that I think they could look at. Stephon Gilmore, who spent some time with the Colts in the past, could make a lot of sense here. The last 2 years with the Cowboys and the Vikings, Gilmore didn't look like the defensive player of the year we saw in the past by any means, but a clear upgrade to Howard, which would raise the floor of this position tremendously for the Colts defense. Some other trade targets that I think they could look at. Reek Woolen from Seattle has been made aware by Ian Rappaport of NFL Network that the Seahawks could be looking to trade the corner. Led the NFL in interceptions during his rookie year, has kind of fallen out of grace in Seattle a little bit. A change of scenery could be needed, but at 6'4" and the speed he has, I think he could be a great fit in what Lou Anarumo's defense has here. And I don't think he would cost a arm and a leg to get a trade across the finish line right now. Another name that I've mentioned in the past that I think the Colts should look at via trade is Cleveland Browns corner Greg Newsome. Newsome's on the final year of his rookie contract, and that Browns roster is just not good enough on the offensive end. If the Browns decide for whatever reason not to extend Newsome, I think he's a name that the Colts should certainly be calling about to make a very big upgrade at this cornerback spot. Xavier Howard cannot continue to start. That is the thing we all know, and it's just up to the Colts on how they fix that problem now.